How you doing?
Hey, what's going on? How's quarantine treating you?
It's pretty cool. It has its moments. Sometimes, you real bored. Sometimes you feel good that you with your family and it's all good. And so it's ebb and flow like everybody else.
Definitely, definitely. Well, let's just get into it. You've been in this music industry for so long, and it was really surprising to see you play like a manager over somebody's career. But did you draw any inspiration from anybody?
Of course, I've seen them all. I ain't gonna give no names. I don't need no Twitter beef or no Instagram stuff going on. So I ain't gonna pull no names, but there's a lot of people out there who are personalities, and that's what I want it to be. I think a guy like Jack is a guy who, if he could sing, he wouldn't even need Grace Davis. You know what I mean? He would do it himself. So he thinks he's the star. And to me, those are the funnest guys to watch, even in the game, for real. And those are he was the fun guy to play, for sure.
Right. Do you think that managers like Jack are really crucial to people's success, though?
Yes. I think managers, where they mess up, some of them get greedy. Some of them, take advantage of artists' eagerness to be in the game. Most artists, when they first get in the game, the first thing they tell you is, I don't even want no money. I just want to be on the radio. So, of course, that wears off real quick. And so you just need a guy who's not going to take advantage of that, but knows the right directions and also has the connections.
Yeah.
Has the connections to the industry to get you, so you can jump step a couple of things and not have to go up every, tier of the game. So, people that can help you leapfrog some of these tiers and get to the top or wherever you're trying to get, is definitely useful.
Definitely. What advice would you give to somebody like Maggie, though? Because she was grinding. She was on her grind. She was trying to get up there. She was trying to be a producer. What advice would you give somebody like that?
Do what she did. You can show somebody way better than you can tell them. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's better to show them before you tell them. So that's what she did. She went in, she didn't wait. She went and took the initiative. She did some great, I don't want to give away the movie.
Yeah.
But
right.
But she did what she had to do. She didn't wait. She didn't ask. Mm-hmm. She just went and did it and came up with something great and presented it. And that's how it got accepted. You always, to me, get more done when you do the work for free. You got to do a little bit at the front for free. Show people what you can do. Then, if everything is right, you may end up getting a job.
Definitely. And my last question is, who do you want to see in the next versus battle on Instagram?
I don't know. The versus, to me, I think the way it was done, I would have did it a little different. I would have had it versus, but I would have had Jill Scott playing her favorite Erykah Badu songs. Oh. And then I would have had Erykah Badu playing her favorite Jill Scott songs. So it ain't no versus. It's all love going across. So they got to flip the format for me to really be down.
Okay. I got you. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for talking to us. I appreciate it. And
appreciate you.
Stay safe. Be well, okay?
Thank you. Take it easy.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
How's quarantine treating you?
Treating me good. I worked out this morning. I had made a little chai bowl and read a little bit, and here I am talking to you. So it's been good.
Dope. You're productive at least.
Yeah.
So what did you think about the movie now that you watched it?
Oh my God. I used to watch E-Movies We Love on Saturdays and eat my bowl of Raisin Bran because I'm an old man. And I just love the idea of like romance, music. One of the first movies that I watched in the theater where I felt like a visceral musical experience was Dreamgirls, and everybody standing up when Jennifer Hudson said, "I'm telling you, I'm not going." And you know, for me watching that movie, I was like, I got to have that moment. You know what I mean? I got to kind of be in such a really cool movie with an incredible ensemble, and I'm happy. I'm happy. I needed that. I needed to love myself. You know. So
Yeah, well, it was a very good movie, and you did a great job.
thank you.
So I saw some hesitation on David's part, right? When it really was about him tapping into his potential, really going to the next level. And I think that that happens a lot. I think that happens especially in show business. Why do you think that is?
Oh my God. I think that we put so much pressure on ourselves to be excellent and to be, you know, want to put out our best foot forward and to be received. I think sometimes we can get confused with giving our gift and trying to give validation when we give our gift. And I think those two, they don't go hand in hand. And I think sometimes David needed to know that, you know, it didn't really, you know, he had the chops and it didn't really matter um, what a specific person had to say about that or what it was. You know, I think he needed to do it on his own and figure out where exactly he wanted to, what story he wanted to tell, what was his intent with his gift. And a lot of us struggle with the going into what's my intent truly. We don't ask ourselves that question enough.
Yeah. Has there ever been a time where like you felt like hesitant to really tap into your potential?
Oh, I mean, with this movie, I mean, my parents are musicians, so I grew up playing jazz piano and trumpet and playing in the church and yada yada yada. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna, you know. My mom once told me, she was like, don't embarrass the family, you know what I mean? And so I was like, I don't know about, you know, I know how my, you know, I watched American Idol. I know my favorite singers don't sound like me. So I think there was hesitation even doing something like this. But I do think that there's a bigger reasoning for why I get to be a part of this movie, and I had to kind of get over my own ego of what I thought I needed to look like and sound like to touch somebody else from doing this part. It's more than just having the craziest voice. It's more about what you put into it. What are you singing and telling the story when you're singing, you know?
It's true. And my last question to you is, you have a beautiful voice, by the way. It's gorgeous. Should we expect more projects from you? Like, what's going on with that?
Like singing projects or just projects in general?
Singing.
I don't know. Right now I'm like, there's more things I gotta check off on my box before, you know, I'm doing the dream checklist right now. And so, you know, I'm trying to get everything that I've always wanted to do in. And then after I do that, when I get a little boring and stale and anybody care about Kelvin Harrison Jr. no more, that's when I'm gonna try to come back out and pull out my Eddie Murphy album.
Okay, well, look, I'll take it. Thank you so much for talking to me. Thank you. Be safe, be well.
You as well.
So now that you've watched the full project, what do you think? And did it differ from any ways that you thought it would have been, or how is it?
Oh my gosh, you know, it is one of those rare times where the movie came out the way you hoped it would. So thankfully, I think it just is, you know, everything I wanted, which is warm and funny, and it has a message, and it has great music, and it has really lovely performances, and the actors are so fun to hang out with. Like, you just want to be in every scene with them. So yeah, I feel like I just got a little lucky on this one with such lovely people to make the movie with.
I loved it. I thought it was great. I want to know, what inspiration did you tap into? I'm sure, you know, Diana Ross, but what others?
Oh, for the character of Grace Davis?
Just overall in general, just the entire artistic vision.
Oh, wow. Well, so many. I mean, so many great movies, but I think I started with that character, and who, like, looking at sort of Janet Jackson and Whitney Houston and Tina Turner and Madonna and Beyonce and Alicia Keys, and kind of drawing from all of their lives to sort of put together this, even Gaga to a certain degree, like put together this character of Grace Davis. And once that sort of came together, the movie became really clear, like where she would live and what she would drive and where she would be going and what studio would be hers. So I think it really came from just really putting together who that character is. And I mean, obviously Diana Ross. which is such a beautiful connection that we have Tracy Ellis Ross making her feature debut and her singing debut. It's pretty special.
Yeah, I was watching Oprah's interview with Tracy about this is her first time singing.
Yeah.
What were the conversations like between you and Tracy?
Oh my God. Well, I think she was pretty terrified, and because nobody had ever heard her sing. And she was telling me about, how she always wanted to sing, but because her mom was Diana Ross, she didn't want to be in the shadow of that. So she sort of pivoted into acting. And obviously things worked out just fine for her in acting. So she really was looking, I think, for a project that was challenging. And I think it was time to face her biggest fear. And she really did with this movie. But we talked a lot more about like the sacrifices women make to have a career in the arts, and the sacrifices they're told to make, what they have to give up, and at what cost to their lives and to their, you know, mental health, really, like when they have to give up those. But that was just a really like amazing conversation to have with Tracy, who's such a hard worker and could have really coasted through being the daughter of somebody so iconic, but she didn't. She really like worked hard and put her talents forward and made it on her own in her own right, in a like a whole arena that wasn't giving her a leg up. And I think it's something really hard to do, but ultimately she has the confidence of somebody who made it on her own, and that I think no one can take away from her.
Absolutely. My last question to you is, would you have done anything differently with the movie at all? I know that you said that, it came out perfectly, but would you do anything looking back on it?
I mean, yes, I think every filmmaker could be like, oh, I could have shot that better. I could have done this better. I could have had moments like that. So yeah, I definitely have those. But my only regret in this current moment is that people won't be able to see it on the big screen, because we really did shoot it for the big screen experience and for the audience to hear the surround sound and the full glory of these beautiful, talented actors and their voices. So that's my only slight regret right now, but I'll trade it for everybody staying safe and healthy and being able to see the movie in their own homes. I think that's pretty special that a lot of people get access to it.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much. I do appreciate you talking to me.
Thank you so much.